How you doing? It's Tren Genius. You tuned in once again to the famous Living Room Network. Divine powers are always working for us because we do right. I got a really special video. I want to talk to a certain select few of people out there. Obviously, it's the people who are independent. I'm making this video specifically for my single folks out there who are trying to become rich and who will be successful. All right. Why being independent can make you rich and successful. All right. So if you're an independent person or you consider yourself independent, whether you're in a marriage or a relationship, that's cool. If you still consider yourself an independent woman, an independent man, this video is for you. If you are aspiring to become independent, but you are not yet independent, this video is still for you. Listen, this video is about to get really, really deep. All right. It's about to get super deep. So I need you to turn the volume up on your cell phone and your headphones. Turn the volume up on your TV. I need you to relax. Get cool, calm, and collective because your big brother Tren Genius is about to go in, baby. Make sure you subscribe to this channel at the end of this video, all right? Let's get down into it. Starseeds constantly co-creating our own reality. Now, first things first, one thing you need to understand about being independent is if you've never been independent in your life, this is something that you should try to consider doing, okay? Being independent, being an independent person. I remember once upon a time, I used to hate that word, especially when, I think it was Beyonce or somebody that came out with a song called, who was that? Who came out with a song called Independent? You know, was it Beyonce? Did Beyonce come out with a song called Independent or something like that? It was Boosie, Lil Boosie. Independent. Do you know what that mean, man? And I was just like, when I heard that song, I was just like, damn, I wish that was me, man. Like, I wish that was me because at the time I know I was struggling. I was going through hard times. I don't even think I had a job at that time. But being independent is something that you should aspire to do because it teaches you a lot. Listen, let's get down into this video. All right, if you ready, press thumbs up. If you ready for me, Tren G, to drop these jewels and these diamonds, all right? Now listen, I'm not knocking people that's in a relationship, okay? Relationships are awesome. If you got a husband, y'all in a marriage or whatever, that's awesome. That's the American dream. That's what everybody really wants to do at the end of the day is just get in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? But this is a relational world. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to get in relationships with people. So hats off to all my people out there who do got a specific person on the side. Y'all are in a great relationship. That's cool. To each his own. Okay. But, when it comes down to being rich and successful, that's not something that I would consider or suggest you to do if you want to become rich and successful. I wouldn't necessarily say, go find somebody to be with. You'll be rich and successful. Okay. If you got a dream or if you got some type of big time goal and you are trying to succeed, it can literally slow you down to be in a relationship. Okay. Like it can really slow you down, man. Relationships, real serious relationships. I'm not talking about friendships. I'm talking about, you and Love Jones. You know what I'm saying? You and your boy, love and basketball. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to get in a real serious relationship, but at the same time, you chasing your dream, it don't work like that. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? If you chasing the bag, if you going after the money, you trying to accomplish the dream, you trying to accomplish the goal, but yet at the same time, you trying to find like Prince Charming, it don't work like that. Where do they do that at? You either got to go this way or that way. Either you want to be in a relationship and you want to have a family, go in the direction of having a relationship and having a family. Because listen, these are both journeys, okay? When it comes down to being in relationships, these are journeys that you take. People don't understand how hard it is to be in a relationship. It is very difficult. It is very challenging. And it takes a lot of your time and your energy. Same thing with goals and dreams that you aspire to accomplish. Once you go down that path of accomplishing your dreams, it is very hard, it is very difficult, it is very challenging. So if you're trying to mix both of them together, it don't work like that, okay? Most people that chase relationships, I think that, me personally, I think that most people who chase relationships, they not chasing a relationship necessarily to be successful, even though it comes across in their mind as like, oh, I want to be in a relationship because that's going to make me appear successful around my peers. It's going to make me feel good about myself. My emotions are going to be stable. I'm going to feel balanced out, and I'm going to feel like somebody in this world. So it's kind of like an illusion. You're not really going to be successful when you get in a relationship. You're just going to have more problems. You're just going to have more problems. You're gonna have more money problems too, because you're gonna be making kids and all this and that, you know, and you're gonna have to pay for this person to do these things. Y'all, it's gonna be just a lot of more problems when you get in a relationship. All right. For those of you who are in a relationship, y'all speak up, let your voice be heard, let them know, leave a comment below, and let them know how challenging your relationship is, because they don't believe that what I'm saying is true. Listen. Most people chase relationships for the wrong reasons, and that's why they don't never get into the relationship that they want to be in. Most people chase relationships for validation. They want to be validated. They want a sense of approval that they are complete and that they are fulfilled. So basically, at the end of the day, most people that's independent are chasing relationships for the wrong reason. Okay, now listen, just stay tuned with me. Stay tuned with me. I got you covered. It's your big brother, Tren Genius. I will never steer you wrong. This is why I'm about to tell you why being independent can make you rich and successful, okay? Now, here's the thing about being independent and being on your own, all right? Being independent is a challenge. And this is why most people can never be independent, because it's just like everything else that you try to achieve. It's a challenge, okay? If you can do it, you will find success for yourself. Success lies in independency. I'm going to say that one more time. Success resides in independency. Okay. So basically what Tren Genius is saying is, if you are able to make yourself independent in this life, okay, if you are independent right now, that is a form of success. All right. That is a form of success for yourself, because that means you can take care of yourself and you don't have to depend on nobody else. That is success within itself. That is the beginning of success. If you can be independent, if you can just live and just say, you know what, I got this whole thing by myself. Can you say that right now? Speak up, let your voice be heard. Leave a comment below if you are independent, and you can say proudly right now, I'm taking care of myself. I don't really expect everybody to really comment below, because I know I used to be in that situation too. You know what I mean? And I know how hard it is to get independent. But I remember when I wasn't independent, so I really don't expect everybody to speak up, let their voice be heard on that comment. But if you are independent, hats off to you, because you're closer to becoming rich and successful, okay? Now, this is the reason why I say that. Being independent, most people cannot do it, okay? Most people cannot thrive by themselves, all right? And I want to specifically talk to my ladies star seeds in this video. Hey ladies, how y'all doing? It's your big brother Tren. But listen, ladies, I want to really focus on independency right now for y'all. Listen, most people can't do it. Most of y'all need to get out of the mindset of chasing relationships. That does not validate you to be independent, okay? Especially if you got goals, you want to be a singer, maybe you're a teacher, okay? Maybe you're an up-and-coming businesswoman or CEO, boss, the next boss, whatever you are. You got to keep in mind that chasing a relationship and chasing love is not going to make you independent, honey. It's just not going to make you independent. I know it feels like that. I know you feel like you need somebody, but in all actuality, you don't really need nobody else but yourself and God. That's all you need, okay? So when you decide that you want to become independent, or if you are already independent, you know that this makes you spiritually tough, okay? This makes you more spiritual. Why? Because you have to face yourself in the midst of adversity by yourself. You don't have anybody on your left or your right. If you alone right now, you are independent. You are becoming more spiritual. Okay, because you're dealing with yourself. You are your own worst enemy. You know what I mean? So, when being independent is a challenge, and a lot of people can't do it because they don't want to face their own self. They don't want to face their own demons. Okay, that's what happens when you decide that you want to become independent. Okay, you got to face all of the negativity that's within yourself because you by yourself. You doing your own thing. You got to take care of your health. You don't got nobody on your right. You don't got nobody on your left. You are independent. So it's going to make you more spiritually fit for your journey to become rich and successful. And this is much needed on the journey to become rich and successful. You have to be by yourself. Okay? The universe will put you in a situation to where you're by yourself. Some of y'all been in situations where you by yourself and you probably want friends. You probably like, why am I always by myself? Why can I never find a man? Why no girls don't like me the way that I really want them to? Why can't I find the right woman? Why these girls always gotta be gaming me? The reason why you feel like that, bro, is because you want to be rich and successful. So that's a refinery process that the universe takes you through. It puts you in a position to where you want, as long as you're gonna be rich-minded, as long as you're gonna think that you want to be successful, the universe is always gonna put you in solitary confinement to where you're by yourself and you have to face yourself. Because there are a lot of things that are on the inside of you that does not define success. So you have to get those toxins up out of you. And the only way you're going to defeat that enemy inside of you is if you're by yourself and you're in the midst of your own adversities. So that's why you're alone most of the time. And you probably understanding why people don't understand you. Okay, it's simply because you will be rich and you will be successful. But first, you have to go through the refinery process. First, you have to go through the heat of being by yourself in order for you to become a diamond. Listen. Starseeds constantly co-creating our own reality. This is what we do, baby. Why being independent can make you rich and successful. It's Tren genius. And if you already know, like I know, which I know you know, is, a lot of rich people, when they make it and become successful, they never in relationships. They never in relationships, man. A lot of rich people, they never in relationships. You know what I mean? It's probably only about 2 or 3% of people that are actually in relationships when they get rich or when they become successful. Most people that become rich, they never in no real banging relationship, or they never have a husband or a wife or anything like that. They made it through the struggle by discovering their self, okay? If you have small circles, consider yourself independent. You're an independent person if you feel like you got to have a small circle. Okay. If you're an antisocial person, consider yourself independent because you know what I mean. You have to have a small circle. You're antisocial. Okay. You're an antisocial person. This is because you don't want to be involved with a lot of people because you already know a lot of relationships or whatever can block you from becoming rich or successful. All right. If you don't have time for relationships. If you type person is like, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I'm good. Like you tell people on the front gate, like when you meet them, look, I do not want to be in a relationship. Okay. You are independent. You are becoming rich and successful. Okay. Because the reason why I say that is because, like I said, most people get into relationships for the wrong reasons. Most people get into relationships to have a sense of dependency. Oh, he got a house, so I have a roof on my head, and I don't have to stay with my mom, so I can stay with him, and I can be more free because he has a house and he has a roof over his head. Oh yeah, I can get with him because he actually drives. He has his own car, and I need a ride to work, so he will make my life more easier, and I can get with him, and he can take me to work back and forth, like that. It's kind of like the car is both of ours, Why being independent can make you rich and successful? That girl is never going to be rich and successful because she constantly living on the dependency of what this guy can do for her, okay? If you constantly living on the dependency of what the next person can do for you, you are going in the complete opposite direction of what it means to be successful. Okay? Sorry to burst your bubble, but your boy Tren Genius got to keep it real. Okay? Now, here's another thing about being independent that's extremely powerful. Okay? Independency gives you the time to work on self. Okay? It gives you the time to work on yourself. I remember me, man. I remember once upon a time, I've always been an independent dude, but like I said, I wasn't like this. It just really kind of happened in a couple of years ago. Like I told you, I used to hear Boosie, Independent song, and I used to just be like, damn, I don't even know what that's about. I don't even know nothing about that. But I love the way it sounded, but when you are an independent person, it gives you time to work on your true divine self, versus always getting with the next person or the next person or the next person. And you never really have time for yourself because you always got to work on they shit. When you get with people, it's like you healing their wounds. It's like you taking on their problems. It's like you got to be a part of their struggle. But when you become independent, it gives you time to like self-develop and to self-realize who you truly are. You know what I mean? And this is the problem with most people. This is the reason why most people will never, ever be rich and successful like you. It's because they don't give themselves that little time frame to heal. Some people get out of a relationship, they jump right back in another one. Like, oh yeah, I'm saved by the bell. I'm in another relationship. Oh yes, I made it to another relationship. Yes. And they really rely on this shit like it is the real ultimate fulfillment to become rich and successful. It is not. It is an illusion. They are Decepticons. Okay, most people cannot prosper and they will never have more than they have because they don't give themselves time to heal. Don't you know when you get out of a relationship, you got to heal? Guys, as much as you want to be tough guy, as much as you want to be Henry, chopping down trees with axes or whatever you consider yourself, macho man, as long as you want to be hard as you want, at the end of the day, dude, it don't matter what you say though, that girl broke your heart, whether you want to admit it or not. If you're not in a relationship with a girl that you once upon a time was in a relationship with 3 or 4 years strong, and then you out of a relationship and you acting like she don't even exist, you don't love her, dude, you heartbroken. And I'm just being 100 with you, bro. You know what I mean? And you gotta give yourself time to heal when y'all get out of these relationships. And what that's gonna do, that's gonna open up the door for independency. Okay, so you can actually find yourself, you know what I mean? So you can actually heal yourself, so you can learn who you truly are, so you can learn who you are and who you can be with versus who you cannot be with. You're never gonna learn who you truly are, and you're never ever gonna become rich and successful if you have never ever been independent on your own. Period. With the T on the end. Where they do that at? Listen. So when you are independent, like I said, it gives you time to heal. It gives you time to feel your energies. It gives you time to align your emotions. You might be a very sensitive, very emotional person. But the only reason why you've been very sensitive and out of alignment emotionally is because you keep giving your attention to other people. When you get back into being independent, you can realign these emotions, okay? You have time to read books, to learn, to self-develop. You have time to channel your inner demons. If you have inner demons or whatever, like everybody has inner demons, but you will have more time to channel these inner demons into the good demons that work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you have time to figure out what your body needs, how your body thinks. You have time to do a diet if you've never done a diet before. There are all kinds of things that you can benefit from when you become independent. Why being independent can make you rich and successful. Know thyself. Know thyself. And so, another thing that you begin to discover when you are independent is you begin to understand who's real and who's fake. You know what I mean? You have a bird's eye view over your life, you know what I mean? Versus always being on the ground, hanging around everybody, being in social gatherings, being around the crowd, having a lot of friends, having a whole bunch of boyfriends, having a whole bunch of girls that you talk to or whatever. You know what I mean? When you independent, you got the bird's eye view. You like an eagle flying above the clouds, looking down at everything that's going on in your life, okay? And you can find out who's real and who's fake. Because guess what? When you're independent, you're not obligated to be what people want you to be, okay? Only when you're in a relationship, only when you're on lockdown. Shouts out to my people out there in UK, United Kingdom, only when you're on lockdown, only when you have the strings tied up. Shouts out to all my married people out there, you know what I mean? People, let your voice be heard, married people. Let them know how challenging it is to be in a marriage. Okay, but when you are independent and you soaring above like an eagle, you can see who's real and who's fake. You can go out on dates with people and you can just step back. You're not obligated to be her boyfriend. You're not obligated. It's a date, for crying out loud. It's a date. Where they do that at, you know? If you don't like her, you can step back. You can still be independent. You can still become rich and successful. Go on dates. Figure out who your dream woman is going to be. You know, have 2 or 3 dates, you know, every other week. You know what I mean? And just figure out, oh, do you like her? No, I don't like her. She just doing too much. Oh, she thinks too much. Oh, she too egotistical. She just way too she love herself just way too much. No, I don't want her. You still the eagle. You still flying high because you independent. Remember this right here. If you don't remember anything else in this video, remember, you are the prize. Okay? Comment below right now and say, I am the prize, and put your name beside it. Remember this. If you don't remember anything else, your boy Tren Genius told you this best. You are the prize. You are the prize. Not them. You are the prize. Okay? So, you know, if you always in relationships constantly, 24/7, 365 days of the year, you'll never understand who really for you and who against you. You can never see the truth because you keep jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship. You keep jumping from friendship to friendship to friendship with different friends, different men. You're never gonna know the truth. You're never gonna be able to see who's real and who's fake because you can't see for yourself. You understand? You don't have time to think about the big picture. When you independent, it gives you time to think about the big picture, the whole scheme of things. It gives you time to listen to God. Like, why is God doing this in your life? Why did God got you going through this? But you're never gonna really see that if you are always in relationship or you always surrounded by a whole bunch of people who don't have your best interests at heart. Why? Because you're gonna be thinking about their opinions. You're gonna be thinking about their beliefs. You're gonna be doing what they tell you to do. You're never gonna have time to think for yourself. You know what they used to do back in ancient Egyptian times to get people to wake up? They used to send them to mystery schools inside the pyramids, and they used to put them in pitch black darkness for like, I think 30 days or 40 nights or something like that. These people, they used to train these people like that. They used to train them to wake up by sticking them inside pitch black dark rooms for 30 days and 30 nights, okay? And at the end of those 30 days of 30 nights, they would find themselves and they would come out and they would be like an independent type of person. They don't need nobody else. Y'all ever watch the Netflix episodes of El Chapo? Y'all see what they did to El Chapo, right? They had him in solitary confinement so much, trying to break him, trying to make him demise. But it only made him stronger and made him more wise. Why? Because he had time to reflect on who he was. That's why he kept escaping from prison to prison to prison to prison, because they gave him time to self-reflect. They thought they was actually trying to break him or whatever, but they was actually breaking down his inner demons that was keeping him from being great. That's why he kept on escaping. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say this. If you alone right now and you independent, you are in the best position to become rich and successful. Okay? So, you know, becoming independent or being independent, you know, it puts you in a position to where you don't always have your eggs in like so many baskets. I remember growing up, I used to hang around guys, man, they used to talk to so many different girls at one time, you know, and whatnot. And I ain't gonna zip myself because I did too. But at the same time, like, I wasn't becoming rich and successful. Instead, I was just burning a lot of energy. I was spending a lot of time with the wrong people. I was wasting my time, you know, and I just had all my eggs in too many baskets. You know what I'm saying? But when you focus your energies, when you keep your energies focused on one direction, it will begin to burn that paper like a magnifying glass reflecting sunlight. If you keep that magnifying glass still, it will begin to burn that paper. But when you move that magnifying glass all over the paper, it is never going to catch a fire. Okay, so it's the same thing with being independent. When you being independent, you can actually strike a fire. You can actually gain momentum on your career or your journey and your goals, because you don't have your magnifying glass focused on everybody else and you just moving around and just dealing with everybody else. You know, you can see who really believes in you when you become independent. Okay, listen, why independency can make you rich and successful. It's real, man. Being independent is like the ultimate high. Okay, once you realize that you don't need nobody and you can take care of yourself, bro, and you don't have to call on nobody for nothing, and you can do what you want to do, you can get to point A to point B without having to call Larry, you know what I mean? Without having to call JoJo or Ray Ray to come pick you up. Once you can just get to point A to point B and you can sleep in your own bed at night and you don't have to have nobody that is around you that doing something for you, bro, that's success all in itself. That's successful. You know what I mean? People I know that's not like that, and I'm not knocking them, but they are going to be like that if they watch this video. After this video, you will be independent, trust and believe, okay? But, you know, being independent, man, it just takes your blood pressure all the way down, okay? You will be less stressed. You will be less worried. You will have less anxiety, you know what I mean? And you can think clearly. You know, this is why being independent can make you rich and successful, because once you begin to think clearly, you can literally know how to get to your bag. You can literally understand how to make $1 million, like, because it ain't nobody but you. You know what I mean? Once you start to become healthy, because health is wealth, like when you independent, you realize what your body don't even like to eat. Like, I don't even like to eat this. I like to eat this, because you actually got time to think for yourself. You know what I mean? So, like, when you become an independent, you know what I mean? And you independent, man, like, you just become wealthy all the way around, you know? And it leads you to being more free to be yourself, okay? When you by yourself all the time and you independent, you by yourself, you'll start talking to yourself. You'll start doing all kind of crazy shit. Like, you'll start talking to yourself. Like, you will become your own best friend, okay? You will become best friends with every facet of who you truly are. You know what I mean? Like I said, some of y'all that's single right now, that's independent, that's by yourself, that's lonely, y'all are doing this right now, okay? I know y'all doing this right now. You probably talking to yourself, probably think that you going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs like crazy. But nah, if you by yourself, man, that is, like I said, that's success within itself, okay? Because like I said, there are so many people that are in toxic relationships with people they don't even supposed to be with. They cannot get out. They are struggling and they are just not in a good position to become rich and successful because they got baggage. They got so many friends. She got so many friend girls that she can't even think for herself. She's lost. She's lost who she truly is. You know what I mean? She a Decepticon. Because she trying to be like her friend, and her friend trying to be like them, and then they trying to be like them, and then so she playing copycat. She see them go get liposuction, or she see them, you know what I mean, on OnlyFans or whatever, being all promiscuous and stuff like that. She gonna do the same thing. She don't even know who she is. Why? Because she don't have time to be independent. She need validation from people around her. Bro, that's not how you become rich and successful. That's like selling your soul, bro. If you feel like you gotta always have a relationship, you gotta always have a girl around you, or you gotta always be smashing the next girl, whatever, just to feel good about yourself, bro, you selling your soul, dog. You selling your soul, dog. You selling your soul. You forgetting about who you is and your goals and what you want to accomplish for yourself, and you think that you're gonna find accomplishment in the next person. You don't find success in other people. You find success within yourself. Conquer yourself, love thyself, know thyself. Why being independent can make you rich and successful. Listen, and I guarantee you, once you're able to get yourself into a position to where you are independent and like, oh man, dog, I'm independent right now. Like I'm telling y'all this because I know this, because I'm living this right now. Like, just me being independent, even though it's not always the cutest thing ever. Like, sometimes there are moments where I do get lonely, where I'm like, yo, I need to have a friend around, like, or I need a girlfriend around or something like that. But like, ultimately, I love this shit because I can do what I want to do. I can say what I want to say. I can be who I want to be. I don't have to depend on nobody to give me no money. I don't depend on nobody to take me nowhere. I can travel all around the damn country if I want, and three times. I can do what I want to do when I want to do it, and that's freedom. That's freedom. Okay? Now, I ain't saying somebody gonna pump my brakes, you know, and I run into the right girl, the right woman or whatever, and she just find me like... But I just do got to give y'all the real deal shit, you know what I'm saying, about what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't just making this topic for my health, you feel what I'm saying? I'm making this topic because I'm telling you why being independent can make you rich and successful. Listen, Ever since I've been independent, I've been becoming more rich. Okay? Ever since I've been focused on myself, I've been becoming more a better person. I've been making more money. But it's like when I was giving my time to everybody else out here in the world, I was broke as shit. I was struggling. But like when I found myself by being alone and I began to love myself because I was alone to be able to learn myself, I began to find more fulfillment in life. Now I can love other people because I know I found myself through that loneliness of being independent. I found myself, I can love other people. I have multiple choices of people that I can love. Like I got plenty of love around me. You know what I mean? So I'm just telling y'all why being independent can make you rich and successful. And I'm successful. And like I said, I'm not bragging or nothing, y'all. I just want to let y'all know this coming from a real one. This coming from a starseed, a chosen one just like you. And the only reason why I made this video because I want you to be like me. If you're not independent and you desire to be independent, listen. This your big brother Tren genius. Call me today if you have to get a session with me. If you want to be independent and you really want to know how to do it, and you're in a situation right now that you can't get out of, but you know you desire to be independent, get a session with me today. Stop flexing. Send me an email, TrenHenderson@gmail.com. Say, Tren, I want to be independent. I need a session. Right? Shouts out to all the people out there once again, man. My Merkaba book I'm giving it out to everybody that want to get on a whole nother consciousness. Okay, this book will literally put you on a whole nother level of consciousness, and it's super cheap. Super cheap. I'm not charging nobody for something I didn't write. Like a whole lot. Like not a lot. I'm just charging you for sending it to you. Okay? Get in contact with me if you want that secret Merkaba book. All right? Sacred geometry. It tells you all about orgasms and shit. Like, it's a real deep book. You know what I mean? It tells you about the planets, the moon, the stars, your energy, your chakras. It tells you about indigo star seeds, what it all means, what we're here for. It tells you about the great shift that's going on the fifth dimension. It tells you about all of that. Make sure you get in contact with me after this video. Send me an email and say, Tren, I want that book. You can purchase it from me today. I'll send it to you today. You'll be reading it tonight. All right. It's your big brother Tren Genius. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe by clicking my face icon right there. Click that face icon. And make sure you got the bell notification turned on so you can be notified every time I upload new videos every single day. If you're not getting my notifications when I upload video, you might need to go to the YouTube settings and enable YouTube notifications. Go to the YouTube settings and enable YouTube notifications. Make sure the bell turned on for your big brother Tren Genius. Check out some of these other videos right here in the meantime. Y'all have a good day. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay at peace. Y'all stay single. And y'all stay independent. Shouts out to all my married people out there. Peace.